Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and today I'm going to take a look at a very cool movie toy. This is the Black Series Star Wars 6-inch figure of Magistrate Greef Karga from the Mandalorian, and of course this is an upscaled version of the 3 3/4 inch version that came out. I don't know, maybe about a year ago or so, and I could tell you from the very beginning that this figure, the 3 3/4 inch one, was a huge improvement over the first Black Series figure that was released in the Mandalorian line for Greef Karga. Let's start by taking a 360 look at this. And again, this is standard packaging, which has become standard packaging for the Star Wars Black Series figures. The Mandalorian, they have like orange color scheme that they use, maybe light brown. And of course, great illustration on the side, per usual, of the character in this case, Greef Karga, played by the always great Carl Weathers, one of my favorite actors, in fact, from the Rocky days, from Predator, from Happy Gilmore. Even when he sang "We Only Just Begun" for Happy, once he went to heaven. So look, I love this guy. I love everything that he does, like I said. But he's also a terrific director, and he showed that last year in season 2 of The Mandalorian. And he's teased that he's going to be doing some directing in the upcoming season 3 of The Mandalorian, where the magistrate Greef Karga has yet another very cool new uniform. I would imagine this figure is coming of that, but for now, let's take a look at the season 2 version of Greef Karga Magistrate uniform from the Star Wars Black Series. And here's a look at the Greef Karga Magistrate Season 2 version. Of course, he is in the middle. And here we have the vintage collection, the 3 3/4 inch figure, which again, I thought immediately, even for being a smaller figure, was a huge improvement when we're talking about likeness over this first version that came out in 2020. Now, looking at them side by side, I guess they do look a lot more alike than I initially thought. And I think what's really kind of throwing me off here is the fact that we have Carl Weathers' character with the whitish gray beard here. And you can see that there. Great detailing there. And I think if he went with this look with that grayish beard, maybe he didn't have that in season 1. Maybe it was only the mustache. But it's okay. I just like this look a lot better. So what I'm going to do is move this back and give you a 360 look at this figure. Again, a completely different uniform. I appreciate that. And as you can see, he's wearing these ceremonial robes. And the robes are made of soft plastic. These are not soft goods. I know some figures come with that soft good. Depends if they're deluxe or not, I guess. But I like this figure a lot. And I think it all really comes down to the great likeness of Carl Weathers with this particular figure. Now I'm going to pick it up and just kind of show you how flexible this plastic is. I mean, it does move around. You can see that. Relatively flex. Well, this is a little more stiff. It might be difficult for a director's pose that I'm going to try out here in a couple minutes in this video. But again, basically it's the same figure as the 3 3/4 inch version, but the great thing is now we have him in this size for the Black Series to match up with all the other figures in the Black Series line for the Mandalorian. This figure cost me about $25. It's $24.99. It's from an online retailer. Together with tax, it was about $27 or so. Didn't pay any shipping, but I have to say, I think basically now I'm to the point where, okay, I've reached my limit with Star Wars figures from Hasbro. I just think that they're getting way, way, way too pricey, especially when they go the deluxe route where you think that you're getting more, but you're really just getting a couple of extra weapons or whatever, not even extra portraits like you would with a NECA release. I mean, NECA gives you a couple extra portraits with their line, but with their monster line or whatever movie line that they come out with. Here, basically, with the deluxe figures, and this one isn't, But what I'm saying is that those are priced over $30 now. I think that is just way too much money. So I think they're going to realize it when fans are going to show with their pocketbooks that they're kind of fed up with this high pricing. So it's hard to criticize a figure like this for $25. Again, because I'm such of a huge Carl Weathers fan, because he, I guess you could say, is a legacy character in The Mandalorian. There are characters in The Mandalorian like droids or whatever that I haven't picked up yet. Kind of almost figure I can go without them. Character like this I can go with, and I don't feel as bad about spending $25. But I tell you what, if once they start with the new packaging for the Black Series and they get rid of the plastic window and they have a solid box, and I don't know if they're going to jack up the prices even more for that. I guess I'm just going to have to move on to a different kind of Star Wars collecting. I love Star Wars, but again, they can only push these prices so far. So I'm going to come back after a pause and show you some figures in comparison to this Greef Karga figure, other characters from Season 2 of The Mandalorian. And here's a look at some other characters from the second season of The Mandalorian. Of course, you have Mando here. You have Baby Yoda down here. Grogu, as we discovered his name was. And Gina Carano's Cara Dune. Of course, Pedro Pascal plays the Mandalorian. Din Djarin. Look. She's not going to be around for season 3, but as far as I'm concerned, a big mistake was made by booting her unceremoniously from the cast. As far as I'm concerned, she's always going to be a part of the Star Wars family. She's going to be a big part of the Mandalorian family, and I hope somehow they find a way of bringing her back. Enough of involving the politics or whatever. But anyway, I think this looks really cool. Of course, Carl Weathers directed a season 2 episode involving these characters, and I can't wait till season 3. I can't wait to see what he cooks up for season 3 in his episode or 2. Who knows how many he's actually going to direct? But boy, it was a wild ride, the episode he directed for season 2 of The Mandalorian. I'm going to pause once again and going to show you a kind of a cool surprise for that's an homage to Carl Weathers' directing prowess on the set of The Mandalorian. Okay, to wrap up this video, look, you gotta, if Carl Weathers is going to be directing episodes of The Mandalorian, you got to put him in the director's chair. And here I have him in a casual set meeting with Pedro Pascal and Gina Carano discussing their scene. Look, I just think there's an utter lack of director action figures. So it's really cool when you get a figure like this to come along where you can put an actor / director like Carl Weathers in a director's chair. I have to say, Star Wars, they've been pretty good about getting Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, of course, Star Wars creator George Lucas, action figures of them, which is really cool. So I do praise Hasbro for being innovative in that respect. But you know what? Again, Carl's episode was so impressive last year. He deserves a seat in this very cool director's chair. And I believe I got this chair from one of the Muppet releases. I don't know, you'd have to do a Google search for that. But yeah, I just think it adds a nice touch to give that behind the scenes feel to one of the episodes of The Mandalorian by giving Carl Weathers his own director's chair here. So that's all I have for this week. Again, another Star Wars Black Series review is on the way. Again, I'll do these as long as they don't go past that $25 price point. Let's just kind of shout it out loud to Hasbro saying, hey, you know what? As collectors, we've had enough of this. For now, though, happy he's here. And I hope you have a good time toy hunting, and we'll talk with you next time.